So I went to All Energy conference in Melbourne last week, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot and just had a lot of cool conversations with suppliers, learned a lot of things about products that I didn't know before, things about SunGrow inverter and how it can back up your whole house and has a larger output, and Solax inverter has this backup wiring function which actually has quite a lot of output in comparison to its competitor Fronius. If you're not in solar, this is all just going straight over your head, but really cool. And then also just learning about how solar panel manufacturers bring their panels into, like, the different styles of where they bring panels in. So some of the big ones only go directly to wholesalers, and then those wholesalers, they might have one or two will on sell to other wholesalers, which was, I thought, quite interesting. So there's a lot of middlemen, and then some of them will actually ship directly if the volumes are okay. I think they don't want to ruin relationships with their wholesalers, so the direct wholesalers for the large businesses, so they don't want to sell directly to solar companies and undercut, the wholesalers, and then it can be this whole price thing. So that's probably a clever business model. But if you kind of snuck through as doing things as a commercial product or a utility scale project, you can go directly to these manufacturers if your volume's large enough. So there's kind of a little grey area loophole for them. There's plenty of panel manufacturers that I never heard of that claim to be the largest, which is no surprise. And I think I've heard now through one of the suppliers that he met someone at the All Energy conference that is doing a similar thing, as in he sold his business and helping people build up businesses and sales teams and stuff, that's cool. I didn't think I'd be the only one, but I know there's not many of us. There's not nearly as many of us as there are solar companies, so a lot of potential. And then any relationships you build will be ongoing. It's not a one and done. I really like the All Energy. What I think I realized is a lot of people are actually really looking to sort of meet people in their industry. Like, it's a huge event, and just collaborate and meet people in the same space and have something in common. And so I'm thinking of maybe I can have some sort of barbecue, on the first Saturday of each month, where solar business owners, bring their families and their staff, and the staff bring their families, and we'll come have a barbecue and have some of those like backyard games that you play, and not have it be, like I was thinking about events and stuff, but maybe just simplifying it even further and just have it be at a park where people can just go hang out, and it'll be like BYO, like I can chuck sausage, onions and bread. That's pretty cheap to the event. You could probably feed 100 people for $100. That is kind of the idea that I'm thinking for an event, and just do it once a Saturday, and then maybe in wintertime you hold it somewhere else, like where it's fun, for example, like indoors, like a bouncing center, or I don't know, bowling or something where it's fun. It's not a sales presentation sort of thing. It's more about just building network. The idea behind that would be that I'm sort of establishing myself in the industry, by holding that event. But I don't have to sell anyone. They can come to me. So people will eventually just sort of know what I do and want to attend these events and really just attend them because it's just a fun social thing to do. Bring the family, and people get people's families involved in meeting other people, networking. I like it. I think I was introduced to multi-level marketing and, MLM networking, where you're just trying to sell everyone. And so I kind of turned off networking pretty early because one of my first experiences was with ACN. It's one of those pyramid schemes. That's what they are. Like these fucking, herbal products, or fucking all of this shit, bring someone onto your downline and make money off of them, and like it's just a fucking pyramid scheme. People they call it multi-level marketing. But I really like just the idea of it being collaborative. No one's making money off each other. They're just, helping each other. And that sounds like a way better environment to be a part of. So I think I'm gonna throw something. maybe for December. Maybe I just start reaching. Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna set it up and just send invites out to a bunch of random companies, and whoever shows up shows up. If no one shows up, at least I'll be at a park having a barbecue. Like, invite anyone who's around to have a sausage, sausage sizzle. Super excited. I today have also been calling suppliers, so stock suppliers, and I've called, how many did I call? Probably only 2. I called a couple others that didn't answer. So I've spoken to 2, and then the response was amazing. Honestly, it was a breath of fresh air. Once I explained, what I'm doing, like, it's kind of cool to have an in, because I've worked in the solar industry and they know the company that I work for, and because the volume's pretty high, they're getting pretty well known with suppliers. So for me, just to say, hey, like, basically my goal is to help your customers get more sales, and they can put more stock orders through you, so everyone actually makes more money. And I'll have a 10% commission kickback to any referrals I get. And yeah, I've created a rule, because what I realize, if I'm getting referrals from stock suppliers, I can't get these businesses to switch their stock suppliers. That's, for me, that feels super unethical, that I would get business through them and then take that business elsewhere just to get tied in on the back end of it. So maybe there's something I can do once I'm up and running with these people, and be like, hey, I've helped these guys, to I would like to be tied in to the sales volume, orders, because but I'll figure that out as I go, basically, because this is just one lead source, and this is just a way of getting things off the ground. And once they're off the ground, I can develop that. But that is one rule that I really want to have in place. So I'll find a way to make that happen with these initial ones, and then as I bring new people on, I probably won't need to go through stock suppliers. I'll be able to, find other lead sources, so that those leads will be more valuable. But this is a great way to sort of start it off. So yeah, the response has been great. The electricians as a lead source is going to be good as well, because I won't be affiliated with the stock suppliers, so I don't have to worry about moving people around there, and that will be better. Lead generation, I think, is probably what I'm understanding is one of the largest areas of solar businesses' struggles. It was ours for a very long time as well. So that's probably going to be my focal point between that and sales training. I can do the sales training, but we need to get more lead suppliers on. But I know there's entire businesses that are working around generating leads. And some interesting data points that Shane learnt from Sunwiz is that the largest solar company in Australia, Sunboost, only has 1.7% market share. And I think they're doing around 150 to 200 installs a week. So the potential for someone to really capture market share is massive. Like, honestly massive, to be the brand that everyone knows in solar, because there isn't really that, is massive. Like, it's a huge untapped industry. There's a bunch of small players, I wouldn't consider 200 installs small, but if you think about 1.7% of the market, no one's really doing a very good job of being, and it's probably because there are bottlenecks to the operations of it. But yeah, there's potential there. So that's cool, and to be part of that. And then just exciting, because once, maybe after 5 years or 10 years of doing it in Australia, there's a potential to start going global with it, maybe even sooner. Who knows? I don't. It's just really fun and exciting. I made a proposal for my old business colleague, Ankit, who has a solar company, and he was considering... he wants to do it, building a online solar brand and training salespeople and getting operations people and admin people. It's basically starting a new solar company. And originally I said, yes, I'm keen, and I made a proposal up for it, and he's got to come back to me saying, yeah, we're happy with the proposal. We just want to pay half now and half towards the end of the project, which I understand. I probably won't agree to, but maybe I can do a step, like maybe halfway through the project, I can do the second payment because it is so intense. But it is what I've signed up for with doing that project is recruitment, actually doing the recruitment, training the salespeople. Like it's a lot, recruiting and training operations people and admin people. There's quite a lot. So I don't think I want to do that. I might find a way. I wanted to start having these conversations with suppliers and start getting leads there and I want to know that I've got options to choose. And I want to choose the option that gives me the most energy. And at this stage, the option that gives me the most energy is I want to make the recipe. I don't want to be the cook. Do you know? Like I want to tell people how to do it and show them and such, but I don't actually want to be in there doing it for them. Whereas I'll do sales training and such because I'm developing that product to McDonald's style, the sales training. So I'm calling it the Solar Sales Almanac. So I'm trying to develop that. So basically you can put someone in front of this, give them the manual, give them the links and give them the videos and put them through that course, and they'll come out of it almost fully trained. Like 80% of your job will be done, and then it'll just be about cold coaching. Like really that's what it should be. So the effort, energy, it takes about a week to train a salesperson of full-time effort. If you can get rid of that will be able to scale that side of sales training up dramatically, and then to be able to sell that process to customers. First train them up and then sell it to them, or even have them subscribe to it so that, as updates get, there's just options there. So yeah, definitely. As I'm saying it now, this is why I love doing this podcast, because I like to speak things out as I'm just feeling them. You may notice that they're not scripted. Whoever you is probably me listening in 10 years like, no one's still listening to my podcast. So yeah, that's kind of where things are at the moment. I'm just really excited, and really kind of the selling point to the whole thing. I've already explained it. Stock suppliers is that I'm helping them sell more stock, so that will help them get more business. So that's why ethically I won't take those customers that they refer to me away. I'll just help them develop more orders, and I will help them negotiate pricing, because that's just fair. That's going to help margins, help them generate more business, provide more, put more money into developing their business and growing over a long term. Yes, a price change short term affects their business, but over the long term, if they're using that money effectively to manage and grow their business, then long term it's much better for stock suppliers as well. So I have no problem telling people to get better pricing. But any stock suppliers I can refer on to STC traders if they're not already trading STCs, and any STC trading leads I get, which is probably my next thing after working through stock suppliers, I'll leave them with their STC traders, but I will look at referring them on to a stock supplier that I can get good pricing with and get tied in on the back end. So yeah, spoke to electricians as well. That's the same sort of thing. And then I've also spoken to electricians that I know about, hey, if I've got people that need more electricians, I'll refer you on. I'd like to get a kickback, but I'm going to kick back anyone you refer. So it's just kind of fun. It's super fun. So that's where I'm at the moment. I've also been listening to 4 Hour Work Week from Tim Ferriss, and it is really good just to stop focusing on the minutiae, the time wasting tasks that we all do, that we just do to keep ourselves feeling busy, create a big to-do list and tick off the easy ones, because it's like checklist porn. Feels good. But I took his advice of just having 1 to 2 basically super important things to do, and then the other stuff you can batch it. So set times of the week. So I'm still in the process of doing that. But for example, social media posting, I can just do a batch of that. So I've got a bunch of videos from All Energy. So at some stage this week, I'll batch that. Really just focusing on the important shit and getting rid of the 80-20 rule and looking at that. What's the 80% of the 20% of the work that creates 80% of the business, or 80% of the effort that doesn't make, if you can reduce 80% of the effort to keep the 20% of the customers and 80% of your margins comes from those 20%. However it works, 80